Welcome back everybody to another video. In this video I'm going to give you guys my take on the AudioQuest HDMI 8K. The lineup is the Cinnamon 48. It's roughly 5 meters, which is 16.4 feet, and it retails at $429.95, I believe. And off the bat, I'm going to tell you right now, for that price, for this wire, it is not worth getting that, because you can get something similar with the same specs, capabilities, such as your Ethernet, your gold fittings, your 8K 60, 4K 120, all these capabilities. Of course, it won't be the silver conductors, but it'll be a lot cheaper. So that's why I say for this particular Cinnamon line for the AudioQuest, it is not worth it. And that doesn't mean this cable is not worth buying. It's just that for that price, it's not worth it, because you can buy something similar with very similar performance for less. But I will tell you what is worth it for AudioQuest is the Pearl lineup, which is 100% copper conductors. So that is why I say it's not worth it. But I'm gonna tell you my take on this and who is it for. And basically, this video is really, it really should be titled "Expensive HDMI Cables versus Not So Expensive Cables." So pretty much, I'm gonna give you guys my take on that. But before I do, let me tell you a little something about this Cinnamon AudioQuest cable here. Basically, I'm gonna read the back of this here. It pretty much, the cable can transfer up to a professional 10K Ultra HD video. 48 Gbps is made possible by 4 balanced audio video pairs capable of 12 Gbps each. That's what it says on the back. And this Cinnamon class, it's silver conductors. It's 1.25% silver in this solid conductors for this cable. And for the noise dissipation, it's level 3, whatever that means. And of course, it has ER capabilities, just like any other 8Ks cables out there, and super fast. Now, this cable, I have many AudioQuest cables out there. Cinnamons, well, shorter Cinnamons. I got the 5 meter Pearls. I got the 5 meter Forest. I got the chocolate, a cup of chocolate lineup, and I love the braided ones. So the braided ones are very flexible, and I've had many cables, HDMI cables out there since the beginning of time. And obviously, the difference between AudioQuest cables and regular cables is that regular cables are strictly only copper conductors, and your AudioQuest cables are silver. And the more silver percentage they have in their conductors, the more expensive it is. So from my experience in the past, I buy these AudioQuest wires because I like to, when I watch a movie, I like the soap opera effect, and in order to get that the smoothest possible, it seems that with the AudioQuest cables, it seemed that it makes it a lot more smoother when I'm watching those type of movies. And even if I'm not using the soap opera effect, it actually helps the motion of the movement. Fast forward to today with their newer lineup of the 8K, 10K AudioQuest cables. I want to see, and I have the newer pearls and the newer cinnamon, and I wanted to see if it makes any difference between the new AudioQuest lineup versus the original AudioQuest lineup. And not just that, on top of that, if there's any difference with my other 8K lesser expensive brands. And visually, and I cannot, the resolution is identical. It doesn't make it better or worse. As far as the audio, which is your 3D surround sound, it's identical, versus the copper conductors. So your silver conductors for the AudioQuest versus the copper conductors for your AudioQuest cables is identical. And also for non-AudioQuest copper conductors is pretty much the same as far as sound goes. So you're pretty much paying for the silver conductors and also the name, I believe. That being said, the reason why I like AudioQuest brands and cables is that this is the only cables, well, one of the only cables that I've had for years that are very robust, and they don't lose picture, they don't have sparkles, and they still work to this day. Because let me tell you, I've had other wires, other brands, even monster brands, expensive ones. The more you plug it, unplug it, or if you move the wire around, let's say the HDMI wire is plugged into the back of your TV, the port. If you were to move the TV, the wires would break inside or no longer have visual, or it'll get sparkles. And for a while, I couldn't figure out if it was my TV or the wires. But let me tell you, if you have sparkles in your cables, or you have no visual or audio problems, it is your cable. It most likely is your cable. It's not your TV. So I have very good and very lucky. I'm very lucky and had very good experience with AudioQuest cables. And on top of that, when at the store, there are more of the longer ones you can pick up in the store. In order to get longer length, you pretty much, that are different brands, you will probably have to order online, and of course you can get it cheaper. So that's why, another reason why I buy the AudioQuest cables. That's me personally. I love them. As far as is it worth it? The price, no, because less expensive cables are just as good, because you cannot tell visually or audioly. That's not a word, but you know what I mean. Now, as far as length go, if you need longer length, you're gonna have to order those cables online. But the ones that you can buy that are longer, like the 25 foot and all that, I wouldn't buy those in the store, because I had bad experience with those ones that are not AudioQuest. So it's better to buy a cheaper one that's online, that's long. So that's pretty much my experience with AudioQuest cables, and I just wanted to do this video, pretty much let you guys know, or wondering, whoever's wondering about expensive wire versus a non-expensive wire. So I'm gonna reiterate, basically forget about expensive. Pretty much AudioQuest, they're expensive because of their silver conductors, and your regular cables don't have those, they just have copper ones, right? Now, you don't need silver conductors, but the thing about the AudioQuest wires is that They are robust. They look beautiful. And I know that they're very dependable versus a less expensive cable. But on the less expensive cable side, if it goes out on you after many usage and plugging and unplugging and all that, you can just pick up another one, correct? So you don't lose much. But I don't like that. If I buy something, I want it to work, and unless it get damaged, but I want it to work forever. So enough of that rambling. I'm sorry about that. But that's pretty much gonna wrap it up for this video. Thanks guys for tuning in. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Hooded Dragons out.